Alright guys, welcome back to Heiko's Garage. Just a warning, this is a pretty long video. I've already cut this down quite significantly and sped up things that are not super important. Don't forget, YouTube has a playback speed selector, so you can increase the playback speed if you like. Thank you. Hey guys, good morning. Here's Heiko. We're in my driveway. Getting ready for a 420-mile road trip tomorrow. We're going to go in a 2017 Kia Sorento with a 3.3-liter V6. And this thing needs some new spark plugs. I've been procrastinating doing that because on this particular vehicle, the V6 is mounted transversely. And it's pretty hard to get to the rear spark plugs. You have to literally take the intake manifold off to get to those spark plugs. And I guess now today's the day. I hope nothing goes sideways, or else we're gonna have to take my truck to on our road trip. I'm just gonna take you along, film along. If I can manage to make this somewhat coherent, I will actually turn this into a video. I hope you will get something out of it. There are already a couple of videos on the Kia Sorento 3.3 spark plug replacement. Those guys are just like me. We're just muddling through. I'm not a Kia expert. I'm not an expert on anything I do. I'm just not afraid of doing it or trying it. And so we're going to try together. Okay, let's get going. So here's where the fun begins. Gotta take this all apart. Front spark plugs are relatively easy. The coil on spark plug are right here in the front, so we don't need to worry about those. But we do have to get this entire thing off to get to the real ones. And there's a bunch of things that we have to disconnect, unfortunately. Lots of things. So let's start with the easy stuff. Connectors. I'm assuming that we want to get this off here. This probably needs to come out of the way. Lots of things. All right, let's see if I have all the right tools here. So I got you guys a little closer. Like I said, we're going to try to take everything off without breaking much of anything. At least that's the plan. So I don't know how to remove this. Oh yeah, I see. So getting all the wiring harness here out of the way. I have some contact cleaner that we're going to use before we pop those back in. Here we go. So that's already out of the way. That's good. And then this bunch of stuff just bolted to that intake manifold. This one here, wonder what that is. Some sort of vacuum splitter. Don't know. I just got myself a magnetic tray where we can put all the bolts in. It's actually pretty nice here on this Kia. The front above the radiator is pretty nice and flat. It has a plastic tray on it. So let's see if we can, I don't know if I want to take this off or not. If I can get those lines off, that would be much easier and I could leave everything else in place. But I don't want to. This doesn't look too promising. The day after Christmas and the day before your road trip. You don't want to break any plastic pieces on your wife's car. It's not good, I'll tell you that. Or maybe that side. Which side is easier to get off? Here's the question here. Here's the question. Okay, let's try this side. A little bit of some WD-40. In the meantime, I can pull off a couple more connectors. They are more or less color coded over here. Here's a black one. Oh my goodness gracious, here we go. They definitely need some cleaning up before we push them back on. Yeah. Yeah. And there, and here's another one. My goodness. And this one is a different type. No push button. I just had a screwdriver somewhere. There we go. So yeah, like I said, muddling through, trying not to break anything. There we go. And then a brown and a blue. So now we have this wiring harness disconnected. Needle nose. Oh, and that broke the whole thing. This was just too brittle. But with this type, you can always just use a regular zip tie to secure them back in their old location. That was to be expected, that just some plastic parts are already so brittle that they will come apart. And now I'm going to try to move this entire harness bundle here, this plastic cover, out of the way. Let's see if we can pull that off. I think I had too much coffee. My goodness. Jittery hands. Here's another one. Just making it easier. You know, sometimes if you spend 10 minutes removing some stuff, you're going to save yourself 2 hours of... Did you make a mess?
No, just a little bit dripped under the bottles.
Okay. Just put the cap back on once you have it filled first, before you start wiping anything. Okay, so this is also the bundle that contains the plugs to the ignition coils here in the front. I don't even know, can you guys see down there? Yeah. Lighting is gonna be questionable. The sun is gonna go behind the building here soon. Oh my goodness, that's... Or no, they have some sort of... It's like something that I have to pull. How does that work? What do I need to do to get those connectors loose without breaking them? Okay, so some of you guys please tell me what I need to do to this type of connector here on the ignition coil to get it off. I bet you I need to pull this black piece back, yes, and then the push button is released. Oh, here we go. Yeah. All right, so there is a black safety that's pushed down. You need to pull on that, and then you can push on this gray piece here to actually get it off the coil. So black needs to go back and then push on the gray button. And one more. Pull on the black piece. If you can. This one does, oh yeah, here we go. And then push on the gray button. Oh yeah, if you have the black piece still in place, then it's not working, of course. And I don't know, this one here is very hesitant to move out of the way. Alright, there you go. Oh my goodness gracious. you go. Number 3. All right, so now we have a little bit more stuff connected here. This end is completely loose. This end is completely loose. Here's another piece that we need to get out of the way. As long as the electrical connectors don't break, I'm gonna be pretty happy about this. Here's another one. Sometimes you have to push in as if you're inserting the connector to kind of break them loose. This one here doesn't want to comply. There you go. So here is another hold down to a metal bracket that's probably going to be super brittle again. There you go. So where are we hanging up still? We can take that. Okay. This is probably as far as we really have to go. Here's another one, different type. Have to lift up a little clip. There you go. So now we can almost push this, tie this to the front here with a bungee cord or something. All right, before we open up any kind of air intake, I'm gonna get the air hose out and blow it all off. Okay guys, keep your eyes closed. Or maybe keep the compressor a second to keep up. Finally, the noise is over. Okay, let's see if we can get this soft intake part here wiggled out of there. This here is a breather hose connected. You know, back in the days it would have been so easy on most of those vehicles. They just pop out of location. Let's see. So could this be a fuel line, maybe a return? And this is a pressure line. This looks like pressure. It goes into a steel line and then into this. I don't even know what this is. Is this a pressure regulator? Not 100%. Connectors on it. I just don't know. Taking this off would be a risky thing. If I all those lines are so stiff. Let's see. Hot. Can't get to. a little hesitant, this little thing. Usually you can unscrew them like a little screw that goes in there. But these ones here, they don't want to do that. Oh, here we go. They just need a little bit of help. Okay, here we go. So now part of the intake off. Now let's see if we can get the whole box here out of the way. Maybe. Here's the air filter. I guess we can take that off. Here, can you reach this, Ollie? This thing? No, you need to hold it like this. One hand on there, and the other one does the turning. No kicking the tripod, please. No kicking the tripod.
Is it supposed to be getting looser?
Yeah, I'm not tightening, I'm taking it out. William, can you turn this? No, you can't reach it, huh? Hier. Geh mal ein Stück zurück. Stand on this. Both hands. You need two hands. One hand here. No, let go. One hand there. And now turn with the other one. Until it's all the way loose. Okay, lass mich mal fühlen. Ja, okay. Okay, geh mal zurück. Alright, let's see what we still need to disconnect here. Don't break it, Heiko. There you go. And then, let's see if we can take that off too. Let's see. This is an old stereo removal tool from back in the days. I think for an old Mercedes. There you go. There you go. Alright. So now that is disconnected, and now we still have this connected here. I just don't want to break stuff. Is there another bolt here somewhere holding the...
Oh, that bottom left one isn't all the way out.
That one here, I think, is not quite out of there. Okay, but it still feels like there's something else holding it. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, next. And now, oops. Do I have to take the battery out to get this thing out of the way? Is this really possible? I mean, I guess you're supposed to disconnect the battery if you're working on the car anyways. So we might as well do that. And then all my wife's radio stations are going to be deleted. She's going to be super happy about that. But what can we do, you know? So we're just going to... Is that how that works here? Put that out of the way. And then this thing here, over to this side, made in Mexico. There you go. And then we need to... Can you give me a 13 millimeter socket? I have the small thing here. That's a 1/4 inch drive. And that, the one that you gave me, is a 3/8 drive. See the difference? I don't even know. This is not 13. This is 12. That's what some of those Japanese brands do. Instead of using a 13 millimeter thing socket, they use 12. It seems to be an Asian thing. Japanese? I said Japanese. Kia is Korean. Sorry, I take that back. Okay. Alright, battery. Alright, so cable loose, airbox loose. Alright, so man, there is lots of stuff connected here. So I don't know, this is definitely a breather line. I just don't want to break the connector off here, or else I would just try to pull this off. Maybe I can actually. Let's see. Maybe loosen up this hose a little more. And take that off the throttle body if I can. It's loose, but for some reason, there you go. And then maybe, oh, and the dirt is falling into the throttle body. And then this whole contraption here. So nobody's opening the throttle, please. Dirty in there, pretty dirty considering. There are 3, and the other 3 are invisible right now because this whole thing is on top of it. So I'm going to try to shove a screwdriver in there, and then we're going to spray some WD-40 in there, and that should loosen that up a little bit. And then maybe we can pull this off. Huh?
Do you need to get that metal thing in the middle out, or do you just need it so that...
I need to disconnect it here somewhere so this can stay with the intake manifold.
That means if you just take off the right side, then you won't have to mess with that other one.
Which one?
Like the pipe that you were trying
this
to
one?
get out, you won't have to get that out if you get the other 2 sides out.
Yeah, if I take those 2 off, then I don't need to do this one. Yeah, that's what I'm trying right now, but I can't get it off. That's the problem. I can't get this off. I don't know what the story is here.
Maybe if you took like some kind of a heater and you heated it.
Maybe, yeah. I could probably use my heat gun or hair dryer and heat it up a little bit. But, you know. Yeah, this one is coming up. Okay. Alright, disconnected. And now we need to do one more. I hope this is not going to cause any issues, but since this is only vacuum and I only damaged the outer layer of the rubber here, it should be fine. Can you give me 2 paper towels in one piece? We're going to shove that into the throttle body here. I guess we're going to do the same again. All right. Just remind me to take that out before we put it back together. Or else we're going to be in big trouble. Okay, stab myself in the finger. Okay, let's do it. Oh no, not going. There's still vacuum on it. Can you hear it hissing? Sucking in air. Yeah. That probably also did not help the situation with the pulling off. Oh, schmerz. Okay, so this can all stay. This is disconnected. Here's another line, but it's not connected to this, so we don't have to worry about this. This is not connected. Somewhere I saw that back here is a 14mm bolt or nut that I have to get off. That's like the back support of this whole contraption here. So I'm talking over there on that end is a support, and somewhere I saw it's a 14mm. So let's see if we can you give me a 14mm socket? First time using those. It's a swivel that I just bought because I have millions of tools, but I didn't have a 1/4 inch, 3/8 drive or 1/2 inch drive swivel. So let's see if that helps. There you go. Now we just need to get it loose. I don't know if it's standard for those Kia Sorentos to have such an anemic horn, but the horn in this thing here is really a joke. Box wrench, maybe I can make it happen that way. Oh my goodness. Come on guys. What is wrong with this one bolt here? Right next to the horn. Oh, here we go. Oh, finally. Okay. That's that one. So what else do we need to disconnect here? 10mm? 10mm? Yeah. Just to take a look here, there's such a rat's nest of lines here in this corner. And I don't know what goes into the intake or if there is something connected to the intake. Can you give me a 10mm socket, small? The 1/4 inch drive? Oh no. My 10mm socket. Here we go. Found it. Thanks. So slowly getting confusing here. Those three were for, I don't remember. Oh, for that. And then those two are for that bracket over here. Alright. So here's a vacuum line little thing, solenoid going to this diaphragm thing up here, and then this one here is like super kinked. Okay, I guess we'll try to might not have to take it off, it's all connected. Yeah, I think we already got it. Can't believe it. Let's see one more time here. Here's coolant line. Throttle body off or what? Ollie. you go. Come on. There you go. All right. We cannot forget this one either. We really have to get everything connected back where it came from, or else we're gonna have a fun time with this thing not running. I think I'm gonna try to take the intake manifold off. Now the throttle body off. Yeah, I'll break those loose and you take them off. I hope I don't regret this. Take those 4 bolts out. Leave that right in there, please. You have to use 2 hands. Maybe they're already so loose you can turn my hand with fingers. No? Is it coming on? Now your gloves are a little large, huh? Okay, do the other thing then. And we can just let this hang in midair and we take this whole thing off. Okay, do the other side. Okay, let's start yanking. Yeah, wait, give me this wrench real quick. I'll give you a better tool. Yeah, take a screwdriver now. Okay, jetzt hast du den Finger rausnehmen. Soll ich mal? Okay, and the last one. Yeah, I know, don't disturb it. Just leave it on there. Okay, try to undo it with you now. I hold the whole thing. Alright, there we go. And now we only have one more thing connected, and I still don't know exactly. Alright, let's move this out. Oh, there is already pretty much dirt in the intake. Alright, don't disturb the dirt. There's already dirt, a little bit. Like that. Right.
Is that fuel?
No, that is condensation and oil and who knows. This is pretty dirty. We need to clean that before we put that back together. Alright, don't touch, we don't need to disturb the gasket. We just leave that alone. This is a breather, so we can take that one off if I can get to it. So I need to get this one line off, and then we're already ready to take the intake manifold off, I think. Again, really lovely orientation. Can't get to it. Okay, a little bit more WD-40. Just a little soaky, so that, yeah, that's bad. Yeah. Okay. So I have to remember maybe later on to replace this hose one of these days. These are pliers for hose removal, bought them at Harbor Freight. Occasionally they work pretty well on like fuel line, but other times, since they grip onto the hose pretty well, you can also damage the hose pretty bad, which I already demonstrated, I guess. And this one here doesn't look too good either. Huh? There you go. Okay, so if I'm correct, let's move you guys front and center so you guys can see everything. If I'm correct, we should be able to just remove 8 nuts and bolts, and we're going to be able to take the entire intake manifold off. There, 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 down here, and down there. Do you want me to break them loose? Click, click. Oh, tight. I hope I'm taking the right bolts off. right there. So why don't we start on the outside, take those two off, then those two, and then the middle four. Okay? And you can also, when they're already loose so that the ratchet doesn't want to do the ratcheting action anymore, you can just take the ratchet off and use the handle by itself. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, here, hold on. I will get another magnet tray to keep stuff a little separated. BMW airhead. Self cover. There's a part tray. How about that? Here we go. Throw them all in there. Good. Alright, I'll take some tools out of the way. Now let's do the outer ones first. Maybe leave those two in for last, okay? Yeah. We're gonna do the two over there. You wanna move a little bit with your little step stool? There you go. Okay, like I said, once it's so loose, it's much easier if you just take the thing and do it with your like a screwdriver. It's faster. Okay, take that one out. And see how they made the stud that this nut goes on to a little longer so that you can put the nut on and it doesn't fall down? It's pretty smart, huh? Because engineer really paid attention. Okay, now I'm gonna do the last two, okay? And then I'm gonna try to wiggle this whole thing out of here. Now it's like green. Alright. Let's hope that we can use these because the two did not come with my gasket kit. Now it's wiggling, you can already see movement here. These are extra long. And then I hope you don't get any dirt falling right down into the thing here. It's crazy that you have to remove the entire intake manifold to replace 6 spark plugs. It's crazy. I haven't even touched the spark plugs yet. No, I mean, I haven't taken them loose yet, that's what I'm saying. Because sometimes spark plugs after 100,000 miles can be so stuck that we potentially could break them in the process of taking them off. That's what I mean. So you know what? Since this one here really doesn't need to come off, why don't we, before we do any more, let's put this back into location here. And put those 2 screws back on. It's less stuff to remember. See this brown stuff on the bolts here? That's some sort of thread locker. You can look tight. I'm just going to put it back on so I don't forget what they were for. It's difficult when you do a project and it takes multiple days to then still remember where everything's supposed to go. Where's the little ratchet wrench? What's on? Why don't you put winter boots on? Oh, okay. Alright, last one here. And then let's see. No dirt into the intake, that's the most important part. So once this comes off, there are already 6 holes here. You don't want to drop anything in there, okay? That's really, really, really important. You can literally go through an open intake valve and go right into one of the combustion chambers. And then we're not driving this part anywhere. Okay. Pretty long with a gasket up there. Another one. Okay. Do we have everything off is the question. Yeah. There's something here on the side. Okay, don't do anything, don't hold anything over the opening here. So here's the bottom side. This is the 6 intake runners. You see how convoluted this whole thing is? There are actually flaps in here that open and close depending on driving situation, throttle position, whatever the ECU, the engine control unit is thinking. So these controls in here, they can make the intake longer or shorter to increase torque. That's what this whole contraption here on the side is for. But that's not part of this operation here today.
I think so far those 6 rolls are the biggest, the cleanest things.
Alright, and now before we do anything else, we're going to grab some rags and shove them down the dirty intakes here, just so we don't drop a nut or a bolt or dirt down in there. At least reduce the chance. That roll this up into a ball. You need 2 more pieces. Right down. And then you also have to remember to take it out. Yeah, the throttle body right now is exposed on both sides anyways, but yeah, like that. And then I almost feel like I want to blow. There's so much gunk down here and here that I didn't get earlier. I already blew this off once. But hold on, maybe we find a piece of cardboard. Alright guys, I'm going to pause here for a second. So we decided to use some masking tape and cover up the intake openings so that I can maybe give it another air bath and blow around with my air hose here a little bit without getting all that stuff in here. I already wiped around a little bit because there was some oily residue, and masking tape doesn't stick too well on oil. Now I'll put a few more layers over it, and hopefully it's going to stay in there. Maybe we can find a piece of wood that's kind of roughly this size, lay it on top of it. I just want to blow this off, especially back here where I have the spark plugs, so that we can get those out without the dirt falling into the This is not really sticking yet very well because of all the oily residue. The gasket that's on here is actually still pretty squishy, so I bet this could be reused, but I don't know if it's worth the risk. You don't want to leave the old gasket in there, and then you suddenly have a vacuum leak somewhere, and you're sucking in unmetered air, and also unfiltered air. So let's find a piece of wood, roughly that size. Like that. Good? Good, huh? Keeps the paper down, and the dirt out. Okay. Step aside, will you? You guys, close your eyes. Oh, can you turn the compressor on? I think that's good enough. Okay. Alright, so now we have all the dust and dirt more or less removed so that we don't drop stuff into the intake nor into the spark plug openings. And now we just need to take the coils off. Oh, let's do the disconnecting over here. So again, as I was mentioning earlier, there are those security clips on here that need to come outwards. So let's see if I can make that happen without breaking them. It's kind of a pain. My kid here is complaining that he has cold feet. It's in the 30s. It's not a summer day, that's for sure. But it just needs to get done in my garage. Due to house remodel, I have 3 motorcycles as projects in there at the moment. It's just too full. And this one wasn't even secured. Ha! So whoever put this together, and I don't think the spark plugs have ever been changed before because this vehicle just has 100,000 miles on it. I'm assuming that whoever put this together didn't really do a good job. Okay, there you go. You want to do those? Yeah, I'll break them loose. And then you can literally just do the blue handle and take them out. That one, and then here in the front, that one, and that one. Yeah. Okay, go for it. Okay, let's move you guys around a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Zooming. So those are just mounting bolts for the coil packs. Are you doing acrobatics at the same time? It's good core muscle training when you're lying on your stomach here. You guys can see what he's doing? Yeah, he's laying on his stomach and lifting up his legs. So good. Okay, on my way. Did you already get all that together? Here are the spark plugs that we're using today. They are the laser iridium. My goodness, that's a long part number. SILZKR 7B119723. Or no, I think this is a part number and this one is another part number. Oh, you're not looking. Right there. Okay. One more. And then we get to undo some 100,000 mile spark plugs. I wish we could just watch the thing a little bit. There's some corners that you can never get to. And I don't know if I still have throttle body cleaner, because this one definitely needs some cleaning. So we might have to put that done. Why don't you put a beanie on some thicker shoes? Like that. Okay. Coil on plug. They come out pretty easily. So I think I'm going to keep them in order. I don't want to shovel stuff too much. We're going to do the front 3 first. Yeah, let's move you guys around a little bit. So we're looking at the front 3. Gotta figure out what size. We could probably just take one out of here. I don't know if you would want to try to re-gap those. They're probably gapped from the factory. I'm gonna just measure them. I don't know. I don't even know what they're supposed to be gapped to. And then we have to have. Oh yeah, this works. And of course, all my rubber inserts are missing. Okay, put this over there. I wonder what they look like. So let's take those 3 down. This is of course too short. Okay, so I'm going to take those 3 first. Oh, yeah. See, I don't even know what the torque spec is either. Oh, that doesn't feel too great. Really honestly. There are some car brands that during some generations of the engines have issues with spark plugs actually breaking off in the threads. So, like I said, the rubber is missing in there, so I can't lift them out that way. But I had a magnet here somewhere earlier. And since the top of the spark plug is steel, oh, it's not loose yet. What are you eating? Oh, where's mine? Oh, okay. Yeah, those spark plugs, they have a really long thread. And then there's always this discussion going on online. Should you use anti-seize or not? Or what? And I just do it usually. Right. Here's a spark plug. Actually, nice brown color. That's a good indication of decent air fuel mixture. If we now look at a brand new one and an old one, comparing them, you can see the ground electrode here is worn off on the edges on the old one. You see that? And the new one has a little bit more metal there. So yeah, these have been in there for a while, I would say. So that's good. So I guess it was time to get them out and put something new in there. Let me get anti-seize. Eating candy from Germany called Nimm 2. All right. So just a little bit of anti-seize on there. Spread it with your finger. I try not to get it to the very tip of the threads. You know, just a little bit. Smear it in there. I do one spark plug at a time, so that while I'm pulling the other ones out, I'm not dropping dirt down into that opening. So on my VW bus, the spark plugs are really far recessed into the engine tins, into the air-cooled housing of the engine. Oh, I wanted to measure, right? Didn't I want to measure this? Yeah, I wanted to measure the gap real quick. Hold on, guys. I'm going to look up what the gap is. All right, so I just looked that up. 0.044 inches. Here's 0.044 inches, this little loop. That needs to fit through. Oh, it doesn't, huh? Yeah, okay. You gotta be careful. The center electrode is iridium. You can re-gap those with this lever here on the side. You just want to grab the ground electrode and then bend it a little bit. But you gotta be gentle and careful and slow, or else you open it up too far. Yeah, this is good enough for my taste. Maybe a little more. Just a smidge more, so we get. Yeah, we don't want to damage the center electrode. So 0.044 on this 2017 Kia Sorento. And then I use this long silicone hose that fits right over the insulator. And stick it down in there. And then I can use that to even start threading it into the cylinder head. And then once the hose starts spinning on the spark plug, I'll just pull it off and then use the wrench for the rest. It's really a pretty nifty little tool. Okay, and then these are gasket type spark plugs. So what I usually do, because I'm always too lazy to look up what this torque spec is, you seat them down and then you crush down that gasket ring, and you will feel when it gets tighter, when the crushing is pretty much completed, and that's when I usually stop. So I don't really care what other people do. So I first snug them up against the cylinder head like that, and then there is a little bit more crushing going on with this gasket. And when that crushing is completed, then it suddenly gets really hard to turn, and that's when I usually stop. That's what I do. I don't care. We're getting hot cocoa. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna take the second one out and rinse and repeat 6 times. So it's really no big deal. Oh, it doesn't feel good at all. Taking the loose, it's like a stretchy feeling, as if it's taking out aluminum from the cylinder heads. Really long thread. So turn, then the magnet, and that is. This one looks just as good, and again the edges a little worn off, but that was to be expected. And you know what, guys? Before I continue on, we're just gonna clean those off here. These are the coil packs. Clean them off. Some people like to put some dielectric grease down at the rubber to keep it watertight, but I think this would be total overkill on these ones because there's rubber up here and rubber down there. Rubber ducky. Blow it out. That looks all, you know, they're old. They haven't given us any problems, so there's really no reason to replace them. It would be dumb if I replace the spark plugs and next week we have misfire on one of those cylinders back there and then I have to get those coil packs out. From that perspective, probably would have been a good idea to just replace them. But, you know, why? Let's not. All right, we're just gonna, I think I'm gonna use some dielectric grease. So here's dielectric grease, and we're just putting a little smear at the opening here so that the rubber doesn't get stuck to the insulator. That's pretty much the main purpose of it. Just to make it lubricated. Let's see how that's supposed to work. I guess that's it. There's not much resistance to this. Okay. So at least the hole is closed, we're not dropping anything in there. Next part. Again, measuring 0.044, this is a little tight again, so we're going to use the spinning tool. Oh, now this is too loose. Now you need to find yourself a surface. It's hard enough to bend. See? Too loose. Once you start bending the ground electrode, you just gotta get it right. Then you the spark plug is produced too large of a gap, and then some cause a problem. You can't produce enough spark energy to jump across the spark is produced between the ground electrode and the center electrode. If the gap is too large, and your ignition system is not powerful enough, the voltage is not high enough, it will not jump this gap and then get misfires. So you definitely want to make sure that your gap is not too large. Not too small either, because then you have really good performance on the street, you know? And this is one last thing. Never cease, never cease, never snooze. You know, some people say, oh yeah, then this is causing problems with footstick because it's going to get more vibration. And you might go stuff. I'm really pushing on it possibly. And stop. I think. Keep going, pushing down, and then it stops crushing and keep it much more. That's it. And here's the next one. Get it off. And then we'll smear off. This one is off. Smear on the inside here. Like, guys, how about I put this on time lapse for you? It's not really different from Sparkplug to Sparkplug. Right, enough with time lapse. I gave in and I looked up the torque spec for this car. With anti-seize it's 17.6 Newton meters, so let's call it 17. 11 to 13 foot-pounds. 17.6 Newton meters is what I'm going to do. Since I don't have the coil packs mounted back down. Ooh. Oh, don't like that at all. Let's do 15 for now. 15. Oh, I don't like it. That doesn't feel good. But we're gonna follow the instructions. Oh, 17 feels very terrible. Feels like you're snapping off the spark plug any second now. So we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. And hope it doesn't break. So when NICs use those grids, they automatically reduce the torque spec a little bit. Also might overtight itself. Well, some of them really have pretty much close to it. Oh, yeah, that already had pretty much torque to spec. Now it's okay. No putting the stuff away that we don't need anymore. The only other torque spec that would be of any kind of interest at the moment would be the 8 bolts that hold on the intake manifold. But really, guys, I'm just gonna wing it, you know? And actually, so far, I'm gonna say, besides taking some of those hoses off and damaging one of the hoses on the outside a little bit, which is only a vacuum line, which doesn't have high pressures or anything, so I think it should still be okay. Ten millimeter, stop it. Where are you? Oh, yeah. There you are. Tight. Tight, tight, tight. Tight. Click. 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 Okay, now I'm gonna get my contact cleaner. Okay, so Deoxit D5 improves electronic connections. We're going to use that here on all those connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why don't we just do all of them here real quick? 7. All of those electrical glues. And give them a little bit of time to dry off. Oh yeah, that one's over here. Takes a mess, but all for better performance. Oh, I forgot one. These, yeah, no, those are all opposite of this. So I think if we clean one side, yeah, you know. Okay, those. And then what else do we have here? Yeah, the inside I don't need to do both sides. I just like to do the plug. And then push that black plastic back on. Hello, yeah. And then black plastic.
That's cool. It's like extra safe.
Yeah, so it doesn't come off.
You should plug this one into here first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna plug this in because this is all still moving, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're just gonna leave those out.
The engine thing.
Oh, here's another one we forgot.
Intake manifold.
And here's a intake manifold, the throttle body connector. Let's see if I can find some throttle body cleaner. Okay, I think we're just going to do a little bit. That's disgusting. Dirty. I mean, what do you have an air filter for? Ew. I don't have throttle body cleaner, but I have non-chlorinated brake cleaner, the California compliant version, because everything in California is causing cancer. So they have the wimpy version of brake cleaner. And I think the wimpy version of brake cleaner is just fine for a throttle body. Alright, that's pretty much as much as we're going to do. Clean up the gasket surface a little bit, and the inside a little bit, and that's it. So now we're going to take our wood block back out. Put some tools out of the way. And then we can take this paper off, I think. There you go. Can you run upstairs? On the dining table where I always sit is a pack with a gasket in it. I'll take the old gasket out in the meantime, if I can. I hope the new gasket actually fits. That would be a good start. Really dirty, even here in between the intake lines, but just not anything that I'm willing to blow off, because we're just going to blow right into the engine now. So we're just cleaning this up a little bit. Clean it up as much as we dare to, and then we're going to peel the gasket out of it, and then I hope the new one fits. It would be a bummer if not. Kids screaming in the backyard, Dog's barking all the time. Okay. Let's try to get it out without damaging it, because if push comes to shove and the new gasket doesn't fit, I would dare to reuse this. Did you find it, Ollie? Does it look? Let's before we do anything. So you can get the Kia version, or you can get the Auto Parts Geek or partsgeek.com version, which looks pretty promising, right? So I guess we can take the old one out, but I'm still going to try to do that without damaging this thing. So in case something goes sideways with a new one, I can just reuse the old one. I don't know why there's so much engine oil residue. I don't know how much the crankcase breather puts through this intake runner, but that seems to be quite significant. Let's clean this up a little more. Now this is some sort of polymer, some mold injected molding process, some fiberglass reinforced plastic. That's what this like I say looks like. Just don't let me leave those white pieces in there. That would be the death of this engine most likely. Yeah, we'll put it in the gasket, and then we're gonna look at the other part that goes on top, and then potentially take the white stuff out. Like that. I mean, we'll only fit one way because those intake openings are all like shaped differently. I mean, I guess the old one really didn't look terrible. It was really still very squishy. But after 105,000 miles, I guess these are the new gasket. And then see this little rubber extension that goes into a groove, so you can't really knock this up. You can really not put it on backwards or inside out. And then you just make sure you push it in deep enough, so when you end up putting the intake on, you're not folding over or kinking it. Looks good? Okay. And now we're going to first clean up the other half, the other thing that goes on here. I bet I could have bought a new gasket for where the throttle body gets mounted. This is pretty amazing how much gunk was in here. But even this gasket looks pretty squishy still. And we're just going to dirt. Clean that off all around. Maybe put a little bit of some silicone grease on it. Silicone grease always makes everything better. Believe it. I read it somewhere, so it must be true. But yeah, rubber gaskets and a little smear of some lubrication. Silicone. Here, can you hold this? Like that. Yeah, just don't drop it on the pavement. And no, yeah, don't tip it open like this. I don't want something to, the dirt that I'm wiping off, I don't want this to fall down in there. So, oh, here we go. Here's the gasket. Hold it. So we're just going to clean this off as well as we can. And then I'm going to use dielectric grease on here. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Heavy? Yeah. A little bit, huh? So put that over here. Okay, hold it. So I already cleaned the inside of the throttle body and the surface that goes on here. Dielectric grease on here. Just a smear. Like a little bit. If I can get some out of here. Too much. Way too much. That's perfect. Okay. Just a finger smear of some smear. No, hold it. You just need to come a little closer, or else our friends can see.
They can see?
Cannot see. Hold it. Can. Okay. That's good enough. Hold it.
What's in here?
Air flaps and stuff. Okay. Ooh, dust. This is actually pretty disgusting. Considering that this is supposed to be clean air going in here. But then you always have exhaust gas recirculation and crankcase breathers and stuff going into the intake, and that's what causes all this buildup here. I mean, I'm going to do much more than this here. I'm just going to clean out the obvious, clean the gasket surface, and then Bob is your uncle. You don't have an uncle, Bob?
No.
It's pretty grimy, but you know, what can you do? For a new gasket, we have a relatively clean surface here. Relatively clean surface. Right, is that good enough? No. There's a new gasket, so on. This one? Yeah, I put silicone grease on there. Dielectric grease is silicone grease. So yeah, you put all the screws in. Just run them down until they touch. Because you want to get all of them in position first before you start tightening anything. I don't know if this is actually thread locker on here. It could be. I'm kind of tempted to... The other ones didn't have thread locker, but this long stuff here. So I have Loctite 245, which is the blue type, which is the not permanent one. I've had this one container for probably 25 years, and I haven't used it up yet. And it's still working. I don't know if this stuff has an expiration date, but I don't care. I'm just using it until like one day probably for the dry up. So hard. Oh, see? We're not in the screw opening. Probably. Oh, there we go. Is that possible? This one's terrible. Sounds terrible. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll look up the torque spec. There's probably some fancy number 1257, you know. I don't know. We'll see if I can find something. Unfortunately, they don't make a printed manual for this. So you always have to buy a subscription and buy a manual online. I hate that. I like the book. Okay, let's see what we can find. Okay guys, gotta take a break here for a second with you. Forgot one thing. There was a bolt here on the back side of the intake runner. So I left those all loose. Now I'm gonna try to find that bracket, that hole. And remember, it's right there I think. And put that one in there. That is actually a fine threaded huge bolt. So this is what holds the back end of this intake manifold on there. I don't know. No, I think I'm not going to tighten it up. I'm going to tighten these up first and then that one back there. After a little bit of research online, I found 7 to 8 foot-pounds, and I don't have a foot-pound torque wrench that goes that low. So I went down to the next size lower. 7.5 foot-pounds is about 90 inch-pounds. So we're going to do 90 inch-pounds. All right, here's 80, 85, 90. So it's between 7 and 8 foot-pounds. That's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to do from the center outward. So we'll see what we come up with here. Maybe I find a bolt that's already tight. Let's check my torque setting here. Where do we have a 10mm bolt that's already tight? Okay, you always want to make sure that your torque wrench actually clicks. You know, sometimes they can break. And then, you know, and then you mercilessly overtorque something. We don't want to do that. So I always give it a click before I... Even those long ones here, that doesn't feel right. But click, 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 click. You want to do a couple? Bring your stool. So I think I already... Yeah, let's see. Click. And you stop with the click, you don't go past it, okay? And then... So then, now you can do this one. Yeah, go for it. You want me to hold it? Come on, tighten the corner. Yeah. On the handle, grab it. Only on the handle. There's the handle. Don't do this or that. Just grab it where the handle is. Gentle, gentle. Yeah, like this. Keep pulling it. Yeah, okay, you want to feel when it does that. So we're going to do this one. Yeah, you do this one. We'll have to be, it's not good. Yeah. You want to be as control of the torque wrench as you can. Yeah, and then this one. So you want to be on the bolt, you want to hold it straight, and then really focus on only pulling a straight line. And like that. I almost do that. Those little ones almost with 2 fingers. See that? Now I'm going to just do it one more time, making sure that we have all of them to the same. Okay, and now I'm going to do the last one back there, the 14mm. Was it a 14? Yeah, I think so. Okay, getting my hand back there again. Ollie, you saw me put the connectors back on those coils, right? Did I do all of them? Back there? on the spark plug coils.
Yeah. And then you press the black thing in also.
Okay. All right, and now give me the 14mm box wrench. I don't have a torque spec for this big one here, but I don't think it's really all that crucial. It's just supporting the back end of this intake runner. So as long as it doesn't come out and it supports the weight, and it was pretty tight. I remember it was pretty tight. So we're gonna make it pretty tight too, like that. Click. Okay, Ollie. And now, what do I need to do? Now we move all this wiring stuff, but I think before we do that, we're gonna put the throttle body back on the intake. And those were those really long ones, yeah? Right? Okay. I'm gonna get that started. So we're over there now. So I had the gasket surface cleaned up. I'm just gonna take one more look. No dirt in here. And I have no idea what torque spec those get, so we'll have to look that up real quick. Which, you know, it's probably not all that crucial as long as you snug them up evenly. It's again a bolt going into a plastic part, so to speak. And there's a rubber gasket in between. So the whole purpose of this tightening up is to squish the rubber gasket down, which takes care of all the sealing. Snug up. Snug up. So I decided to go with the same torque spec that we used on the intake here initially, which is 90 inch-pounds, which is probably sufficient. It's the same bolt size, they're just a little longer. 90 inch-pounds, and then we could and the last one, we could probably make it a little tighter, but it's the same concept. It's a rubber gasket, and that's really what seals the whole thing. So I think that's good. Now we can start putting connectors back. So how about we massage this harness here back in location and figure out. Yeah, but wait until we have everything where it needs to go, because there are also those other clips that need to be in place. Yeah, this one was broken. I wonder if those little tabs broke off. Are you guys even looking? Yeah. What do you think? Do I need to really secure this? Should I put a zip tie on there instead? What do you think, Ollie? I mean, I would think at a Kia dealership, if they would do this and break it off, that they would do the parts. I want to get a new one of these. I just don't have them. Okay, so that goes over here, that goes there, and that one. These are UV and heat resistant zip ties. It's not original, but you know, there's a proper mounting point made out of metal, and we're just gonna zip it together. Like that, right? Right. That's clipped in, that's clipped in. That is all back where it used to be. Here is the two bolts that I took out earlier. I'm gonna change my mind. They're tight, we're gonna do anything else. And then we have those three bolts. Oh, you wanna put those in there? One, two, yes, third. And then use the middle. Alright, so bunch of connectors over here, and they all need to go into that original location. We already did put that way, and they all should be happy. So make sure it's full. It all clicks back into the division. And then copy it. Okay. Hold that there. Oh, you need to help me. Remember, make everything get nice. Okay, and don't overdo it. Yeah, make mine. Now, there's thin plastic on more plastic. Alright, then try to hold that very straight and then put it in. Especially this type, it's really better. And then push the gray stuff here first, and then push the back. Okay, hold on. Don't go too fast. Here's another one. Just push on. And straight. Right? Right. That's one there. Okay. Right. And now what's this one? This goes on somewhere. No, no, no. And now, did I clean this one? I think so, yeah. Let's get it down. Okay. Okay. So, I gotta make sure you don't. No. It should. No, there you go. It doesn't need this. And also the spray cleaner that might make such a perfect seal now that it doesn't let the air out. So you're pushing against air. Okay, so let's not rush. No. Here, there are tons of things down here that I have to put. So we have to really this. Here's something. I'm gonna put stuff on that's gonna be way up this line, yeah? No space. put those two together. And then that one. And then that one is from that intake. Right? We'll definitely clean on the inside. So we're going to try to clean up the inside here of this flexible intake piece. And then I need to remember to put the hose clean back in here before I put it somewhere. Like that. Like that. Did I take the paper off? Did I take the paper off? Are you sure? Oh, freaking out. Yeah, just double checking. No, you always double check yourself. Trust and verify. So yeah, I've got that clip on there. What if it gets something in case I can't get to it anymore. That's all good. Like that. Trust and verify. If you go by that, doesn't matter what you work on. You believe that you did something, verify it. Okay, like that. And then this goes to the other place to do something. This is going to and then this goes to anything else? Anything dangling? Look around one time. You do my safety inspector. Make sure we got them all in place. Here's another one dangling here. That goes on here somewhere. Okay. So guys, are you guys still looking? More or less, huh? So now we have to get the air filter housing. Oh, yes. It's not super clean. I'm too lazy to clean it all up. Because we're going on a road trip tomorrow, and this needs to get done, and then I have to go packing. So I have to work night shift tonight. And I, no, I don't think so either. I just need to get all this here. I'm supposed to go back in there. There's nothing. Oh my god. Oh, let's go get this one. I just started the two screws on here. I hope air filter housing. The nice thing is that most screws and bolts that they put all the time. So, not like on some other brands where you have to create some 16 half-inch constantly switching tools. So you still have to get this back in here. Sometimes it's easier than putting it back in my clothes. On there. I think I should probably take my ring off before I'm going to rip my finger off. It doesn't want to go on there. It's fighting. It's too high up. It's not on there. Not good. Now when you work in industry, machining, stuff, you don't wear any jewelry, including rings on your finger. Because you get hooked onto something, you don't pay attention, and you pull too hard, when a machine hooks onto your ring, it can deglove or even amputate your finger. That's why most mechanics don't wear any rings. Here's one of those. There we go. I think we almost got it now. No, still not. What's the story here? Yeah, wait. So now, you just need to line it all up. There's actually, here's a rubber tap, and here's a little groove. That kind of gives the orientation for all this. And we're just going to tighten that down before I even bolt on the airbox to the frame. Oh, this is also very terrible. So we're going to put some lubrication on there, because those hose clamps feel very dry. That's stainless steel. Stainless steel tends to do, I think it's bowing, where the metal seizes, where it doesn't want to slide anymore on top of each other. So that. A couple hours later. Click. Okay, and now those two screws on there, but is this in the proper? No, it isn't. There's a rubber foot down there. There's a foot that goes into a rubber bushing. Like that. Now it's sitting proper. The screw? No. There's just a foot that goes into a rubber bushing. You can see it there. You just push it in there. And then we put those back in here. You want to tighten those up? Yeah, I'll move our friends out of the way a little bit. Alright, friends. All of our needs space to work, okay? There. You can use a long extension if you want. Yeah. Good. Alright. So that goes up in here. Click. And then there. Yeah, perfect. And click. Okay, that's good enough. And then put an air filter back in there. You've got the air filter. So we got this back on here and that back on there. And this is all back connected. My damage is still there, right there. Not good. I think so. Yeah, there.
Oh yeah, because the plastic thing right there would be blocking.
Yeah. I'm gonna push it in. And close the flap.
And your car's almost done.
So we have pretty much everything back together except battery and this main intake tube here. I just want to blow the. No, I think it still has enough here. And close your eyes, guys. My goodness. Yeah, this tube thing is not bad. Okay. It's kind of funny that they actually write 80 amp hours on this carrier here. So here in the US, they always go by group size, whatever battery. In Europe, you go by how many amp hours the battery has capacity, and that's how you decide what size of battery you need. This is a, I don't even know, it doesn't say. Group something. It has some sort of insulation around it, which we need to get in place as well. So let's see if we can one-hand it. This is quite a stout battery. And then there are some little hooks here on the back side. We need to get the battery under, like that, so that it's held in place on that side. And then we have this bracket here that holds it on this side. And that was a, what was that, 12? 12 millimeter. Do we have a 12 here? And this insulation here, I'll pinch that. Okay. So, I just put a big old chunk in there so we don't blow all the dirt into the after the housing. So then, now we need to get that back on here. That's the positive terminal, you also have the positive, and leave the ground disconnected. Some people, they take a hammer or screwdriver and pound it on. And we don't do that. You just wiggle it on until it's as tight as you can get it, and then you just take your 10 millimeter here and tighten it up. And that should do it. Oh, or not. This is tight, and it's still loose. So what I'm going to do, okay. So I'm going to open this up and push it down further on the terminal. And then I hope after retightening it back up, it's going to be snug. Oh yeah, that's good. So whoever put this battery in before, this is an interstate battery, so it's not the original battery from Kia. Didn't even tighten this up properly. It was loose when we took it off. This is important. Yeah, this is how you test if you have parasitic draw. No sparks, that's good. So push that on as far as you can. And tight, and tight. And then close that off. And then this puppy here goes into the battery somehow. I don't know. Maybe I made it too tight down that side. Yep. There you go. Last piece, no, second to last, is this puppy, thankfully. Move that up a little bit, yeah. This is the cold air intake. Goes right into the air filter box, and this is really just a press fit. And then we have those two plastic clip things here. Unscrew them a little bit so that you by finger can push those little tabs together, and then gently push them back in there and push that screw piece back down. I have new ones, we could replace them, but hey, you know, nothing wrong with old ones. Okay, battery. Look around one more time. Did you see anything that's still missing? Did you guys see anything? Now is the time to speak up. That's it. We changed the spark plugs. I tightened them down, tweaked them down to, what was it? 17 newton meters?
98.
No, that was this. The spark plugs were, I already forgot. 17.6 newton meters. 90 inch pounds, then we did 90 inch pounds on the throttle body bolt as well, and the rest was just by feel, you know? So I think, yeah, we did that, and then I think our little rubber tube here is all back on. Oh, here's a clip missing. Ha! Good thing we checked. I mean, this is just a breather hose, so it's not the end of the world. There's nothing leaking out of it. Yeah, that would be not so good. We just need to get it on there. There we go. And just let go of it. So there. And that one was loose, that one did not come off. There's the damage, I could damage that. I'm going to buy a new one. It's pretty easy to get to. And then I can just cut the old one off and put a new one on. This one's good. This I had. I think we got it. Okay, now we're going to take all the tools off of here, and then we're going to start the thing up. Alright, so now Oliver is in the car with a key in his hand. I hope the car is in park, so he's not going to run me over, but it wouldn't start without being in park. Okay, Ollie, go for it. Can you reach the gas pedal? The accelerator pedal? Give it the beans a little bit. The skinny one. Okay, do it a little more. Okay, sounds good. Okay, perfect. Turn it off. Okay. Yeah, just noticed my cooler was a little low here. Refilled this. I'm gonna give my wife some washer fluid, brake fluid. I still am due for bleeding the brake on this thing. I'm just always master of procrastination. Just did an oil change the other day. Let's check that as we're standing here. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. You want to turn it on one more time? Ollie wants to turn it on one more time. Do it again. Okay, give it a bean. Yeah, good. Okay, stop. Don't overdo it, Ollie. Okay, I think we got it. Turn the key off and take the key out, please.
Hey, Shama, I got to drive the car. Can I try? I got to turn on the car and then step on the gas.
That was pretty cool. And actually here, what I said earlier, that there are flaps in here, you could actually see this actuator here move. So it was actually moving. I wonder if I should lubricate that a little bit. Like there is linkages. Maybe not. Okay. Alrighty guys, so that's it. This is the whole process of how to take this intake off, the upper intake part, and replace the spark plugs front and rear. I'll cut this to a palatable length. I thank you guys for watching, and thanks for hanging out and wrenching with Ollie and I. And yeah, this is a 2017 Kia Sorento, 3.3 liter, the big block. Alright guys, take care. Bye. Hey guys, you made it all the way to the end of the video. Congratulations. Took me about 3 hours to do. Only parts that I really used were the spark plugs and the upper intake manifold gasket. Probably would have helped if I would have had a throttle body gasket as well. And if you're systematic in your approach and you just remember where things came from and remember to plug everything in at the end, you're going to be just fine. Just take your time, and you know, most of the information, torque values and such, can be found online. All right, good luck. Take care.